You think you're behind on savings? Most people have no idea how far behind the average person actually is. I am going to show you the real numbers, and it's going to change how you see your own financial situation. I'm Zoe, and I break down personal finance without the BS so you can actually understand where you stand. If you're serious about understanding money, this channel gives you the real data that most finance gurus won't share. Hit that subscribe button right now. You've been told to save 10% of your income, but that advice was written when houses cost $40,000. The gap between what you were told to save and what you actually need has exploded in the last 20 years. So let's talk about what the median 35-year-old in America actually has saved right now. And I'm warning you right now, this number is going to make you feel either really good or really panicked. The median savings, $13,000. $13,000. That's it. That's the median, which means half of all 35-year-olds have less than $13,000 saved. $13,000 won't even cover one medical emergency or 3 months of expenses for most families. When you realize you need probably $1.5 million to retire, $13,000 starts looking like pocket change. Here's the basic math. If you need $50,000 a year to live, you need about $1.25 million saved. That's the 4% rule. So the average 35-year-old is sitting at about 1% of what they actually need for retirement. And you only have about 30 years to close that gap before you hit typical retirement age. Break that down monthly. You'd need to save about $3,400 every single month starting right now. But the median household income for a 35-year-old is around $60,000. So that's like 57% of your income. Nobody can do that. But here's where compound interest becomes your best friend if you actually start today. Let's assume an 8% annual return, which is actually pretty standard for long-term stock market investing. With compound growth, you'd only need to save about $1,500 a month to hit that $1 million mark. Now, that's still 25% of the median income, which is tough, but at least it's in the realm of possibility. But here's the real problem. Most 35-year-olds aren't even saving $1,500. They're not even close because they're locked into a $500 car payment, a massive mortgage, and a lifestyle that eats every dollar they make. This is the consumption trap. So let me break down exactly why the average person is so far behind and what it actually takes to catch up. Here's what nobody talks about. Your spending isn't just about money, it's about identity and social proof. When you buy that new car or upgrade your apartment, you're not just getting transportation or shelter. You're signaling to everyone around you who you are. And when everyone around you is driving nice cars and living in nice places, it feels impossible not to keep up. Every purchase gives you this dopamine hit. New shoes, new phone, new whatever. Your brain lights up with pleasure, but it fades fast. So you need another hit, another purchase, another upgrade. It's an endless cycle that keeps you broke. Saving money requires delayed gratification, which is literally the opposite of what your brain wants right now. Money sitting in a retirement account doesn't give you any dopamine. You can't see it, touch it, or show it off. This is called present bias. Your brain values immediate pleasure way more than future security, even when you know better. And then there's social media constantly showing you what everyone else has, making you feel like you're falling behind if you're not upgrading constantly. To actually build wealth, you need a complete identity shift from being a consumer to being an investor. A consumer thinks about what they can buy today. An investor thinks about what their money can earn over 30 years. And look, I'm not going to lie to you. That shift is hard because your entire environment is designed to make you consume. There's a $500 billion advertising industry whose entire job is to make you feel inadequate with what you have. Everyone's playing the comparison game. Your coworker posts their new car but doesn't show you the $600 monthly payment that's killing them. Most people who look wealthy are actually drowning in debt. They're one job loss away from complete financial collapse. Breaking free means you stop measuring success by what you own and start measuring it by what you're building. Instead of asking, what can I buy? You start asking, what can I invest? That single shift changes everything. Let me show you real examples. Meet Rachel. She's 35, works in marketing, makes about $75,000 a year. 5 years ago, Rachel had $8,000 saved. That's below the median, but she made a decision. She wanted to upgrade her car, but instead she kept her paid-off Honda and started investing $500 a month. 5 years later, Rachel has $35,000 invested. She went from below median to above it. But here's the really good part. If she keeps that up for 25 more years at 8%, she'll have almost $500,000 by 60. Now, did Rachel sacrifice? Yeah, she drove a 10-year-old car while her friends got new SUVs, but now she has options. She has freedom. She's not trapped by a car payment or living paycheck to paycheck. Now let's talk about David, also 35, software engineer making $90,000 a year. 5 years ago, David bought a $40,000 car with a $650 monthly payment and a house that cost him $2,800 a month. Today, David has $2,400 saved. After 5 years of that salary, he has basically nothing. He's locked in. If he loses his job, he loses everything. The car, the house, all of it falls apart. He can't quit. He can't negotiate. He can't take risks. He's completely stuck because he spent everything on looking successful. Same age, similar income, completely different outcomes. Rachel has 14 times more saved than David. This is the choice you're making. Last example, Sarah's 35, elementary school teacher making $55,000 a year. That's not a huge salary in most cities, and she's got student loans and regular bills like everyone else. But Sarah set up automatic transfers of $200 a month to her retirement account. She never even sees that money. It's just gone before she can spend it. Plus, she tutors 2 evenings a week, which brings in another $150 a month that goes straight to savings. After 5 years, Sarah has $25,600 saved. On a $55,000 salary. That's incredible. She automated it and earned extra. She doesn't have a fancy car or a huge apartment, but she has something way more valuable. She has options. If her school cuts her hours, she's fine. If she wants to switch careers, she can. That's real wealth. Notice the pattern. The people who built savings rejected immediate gratification and focused on long-term security. They made sacrifices, but they chose differently. They valued security over status, future freedom over current appearances. So the question is, are you going to be Rachel and Sarah, or are you going to be David? Let's talk about the comparison trap. When you look at the full distribution, 25% of 35-year-olds have literally zero saved. The top 25% have over 67,000. But here's what messes people up. You're not seeing the 25% with zero. You're not even seeing the median with 13,000. You're seeing the top 5% posting their trips to Bali and their new Tesla. That's all your algorithm shows you. Your perception is completely skewed. The real average person isn't posting on Instagram. They're working their job, driving a 10-year-old car, and quietly stressed about money. That's 95% of people, but they're invisible online. So you think everyone's killing it except you. And most of those perfect posts, they're funded by credit cards and car loans that are bleeding those people dry. Stop comparing yourself to an illusion. Your only competition is yourself. Are you better than you were last year? That's the only question that matters. And honestly, beating the median isn't even that hard. The bar is low because most people aren't even trying. You just need to save consistently, avoid stupid debt, and let compound interest do its thing. That beats 90% of people, but you have to start now. Every year you wait costs you massive amounts of compound growth. Starting at 35 versus 40 is the difference of like $180,000. The math doesn't lie. The earlier you start, the less you need to save monthly because compound interest does more of the work. Your 30s are everything. This is the decade where you either lock in your financial future or guarantee you'll be working till you're 70. You don't get to redo this. So, let's talk about the common mistakes that keep people stuck at that $13,000 median forever. Mistake number 1, lifestyle inflation. You get a raise, and instead of saving more, you immediately upgrade your apartment, your car, your everything. So you're making more, but still broke because your lifestyle ate the difference. You're still living paycheck to paycheck, just at a higher income level. Mistake 2, no emergency fund, 1 car repair, 1 medical bill, 1 unexpected job loss, and you're reaching for a credit card because you have nothing saved. And then you're paying 18% interest, which makes it even harder to save, which means the next emergency puts you deeper in debt. Mistake 3, financing depreciating assets. You buy a $35,000 car that's worth $25,000 in 3 years, but you're paying interest on $35,000 the whole time. You're losing money twice. Buy things that go up in value, not down. It's really that simple, but most people do the exact opposite. Mistake 4, waiting for the perfect time. There is no perfect time. You're not going to wake up one day with zero debt, extra income, and a clear mind to start saving. You start messy and figure it out. Mistake 5, not automating your savings. If you rely on a willpower to save every month, you will fail. Period. Your brain will find 1,000 reasons why you need that money this month. Set up automatic transfers the day after your paycheck hits. The money disappears before you can spend it. Out of sight, out of mind. Remove the decision entirely. These 5 mistakes keep people stuck forever. Avoid them, and you're already ahead of most people your age. Look, here's the reality. The average 35-year-old has $13,000 saved, and that's nowhere near enough. But you don't have to be average. You're watching this video, which already puts you ahead because you're actually seeking information. Most people never even get to step 1, which is understanding the problem. You just did that. Now you need to take action. This week, open a high-yield savings account. Set up automatic transfers. Even if it's just $50 a month, start the habit. Because compound interest doesn't care how much you start with. It just cares that you started. Every dollar you save today matters. Your 60-year-old self is going to look back and thank you for starting today instead of waiting another 5 years. You have a choice right now. You can keep doing what the average person does and end up with $13,000 at 35, or you can make different choices, start saving consistently, and build real financial security. It really is that simple. It's not easy. Simple doesn't mean easy. It means saying no when your friends are upgrading their cars and you're not. But it's worth it, because in 30 years, you're going to have freedom while everyone else is still trapped. If this helped you understand where you actually stand financially, subscribe so you don't miss the next video where I break down exactly how to invest that money. I don't do clickbait, I don't sell courses, I just give you real information about money that actually matters. Drop a comment and let me know where you're at. Are you above or below that 13,000 median? No judgment, just trying to help. And honestly, seeing other people's numbers in the comments helps everyone realize they're not alone in this struggle. The real enemy is ignorance, not knowing that you're behind, not knowing how compound interest works, not knowing that lifestyle inflation is killing you. Now you know. You can't unknow it. And that knowledge is going to change your financial future if you act on it. Every month you save, that gap between where you are and where you need to be gets a little bit smaller. It won't happen overnight, but it will happen if you stay consistent. Time plus consistency equals results. That's the formula. 5 years from now, you're going to look back at this moment and realize this was when everything changed. This is your moment. You can do this. You're not too far behind. You're not too old. You haven't missed your chance. You just need to start. Today, not tomorrow, not next month. Today, open that account, set up that transfer, start the journey. If this video helped you, hit that like button and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Because most people have no idea they're this far behind, and sharing real information like this could literally change someone's life. Thanks for watching. I know this was a lot of information, but you made it through, which means you're serious about getting your finances right. I'll see you in the next one. And seriously, don't just watch this and do nothing. Take action today. Your future self will thank you. Remember, 13,000 is the average. You now know better than average, so go be better than average. Peace.